Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 35 of Gaming with Glare. So this week I'm going to be doing an MTG focused video, as well as maybe a Hearthstone focused one that'll come out sometime in the next few days. But this video is going to focus on the Historic Event, which is just you bring your deck from Historic Magic the Gathering, and you play 7 games, hopefully up to 3 losses, right? So I went 7-2 in my second attempt at the event. First attempt I did go 0-3. Second attempt 7-2. I'm really excited about it. I used a different version of the same deck in the first attempt, and so the first attempt was I think a little bit of a weaker deck, and I got swept. But I put together it's mono red burn, my own brew of the deck, and it's been performing really well. So I wanted to open the packs and stuff that I got from the 7-win run, and then go for a repeater, see if I can do it again. So yeah, this is me, Gaming with Glare, episode 35, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna open the packs from the sort of event success that I had, and then go in and show you the deck that I played, and then buy in for another hopefully 7-win run and see where we end up. That's the video this week. Hope you enjoy. All right, everybody. So we've got our packs here from the historic event, and I'm about to open them, talk about what cards seem good, what I'm excited to play with in historic, etc. And hopefully we get some good stuff. We've got a Kaladesh remastered and a couple of Amonkhet remastered packs. I don't know what the remastered part means, but yeah, we're going to lead off with the Kaladesh pack. So, 2 wild cards is pretty cool. Lets me obviously craft cards that I want. I don't know these cards. So, Weldfast Wingsmith is a 4-cost creature, human artificer, with whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, it gains flying until end of turn. So I don't know how to use that in decks necessarily. It seems like an understated card with an effect that doesn't save it from being kind of meh, but I could be wrong. The Reckless Fireweaver is a 2-mana creature, human artificer, with whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So this is sort of in my style. It's a 2-mana 1/3, sort of analogous maybe to Cassie Flamebreather, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent when an artifact enters the battlefield under your control. That could probably be abused. I like it. Workshop Assistant, 3-mana artifact creature construct, and whenever it dies, you return another target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Again, I don't know how to abuse that, but it seems abusable. That seems like a powerful effect. It is a 1/2. And then Prophetic Prism is a card that actually I think I've seen in Alchemy Horizons Baldur's Gate. I think it's a reprint maybe from this set, which might have been a reprint from before for all I know. But it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and for 1 mana and to tap, you add a mana of any one color. So it's mana fixing. I don't know how to use it. It seems maybe usable in an artifact-heavy deck. We have a Servo Exhibition, which is a 2-mana sorcery, white and a generic, and you create 2 1/1 colorless Servo artifact creature tokens. If there's a deck in white that's trying to use artifacts, that's really powerful. Now we get to open our rare or a mythic and see what happens. Oh, okay. Hell yeah, we get a mythic rare wild card, as well as a common and uncommon wild cards. So this was an excellent pack. This pack was pretty much exactly what I was looking for. It gives me an idea of what the set is all about with the artifact synergy stuff, and then I get a bunch of wild cards. Awesome. Okay, so on to pack 2. So this is an Amonkhet remastered pack, and we'll see what we get. So we're going to lead off from the right here. We have a Pitiless Vizier, 4-mana creature, Minotaur Cleric. Whenever you cycle or discard a card, it gains indestructible until end of turn. It's a 4/2. I don't know how to abuse that or if it's abusable, but it's a single instance of indestructible, so it's probably not too good. I don't know if cycle discard stuff's a huge synergistic thing in Amonkhet, but I don't think this card is amazing. Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs, Defender, and when 2-mana artifact creature wall with Defender, and when you tap it, you deal 1 damage to target player or planeswalker, and you can only activate that if there's a desert card in your graveyard or if you control a desert. That card seems okay. It is an artifact, which is upside, except it can be destroyed by destroy artifact cards. I've never seen this card played. Splendid Agony is a 3-mana instant where you distribute 2 -1/-1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures. That seems on the surface pretty powerful. It's a 3-mana card though, so it's probably not good enough for the historic archetype that it might fit in. It's a little bit too expensive, unless I'm wrong. Soul Stinger is a 4-mana creature, demon, scorpion demon, with when Soul Stinger enters the battlefield, you put 2 -1/-1 counters on target creature you control. And when it dies, you may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature for each -1/-1 counter on Soul Stinger. So I guess you put the -1/-1 counters on it, and then that seems weird. It seems fun though. Feral Prowler is a creature cat. It is a 2-mana 1/3 with when it dies, you draw a card. Seems fine. I like cats, so fun card. Ronus's Monument is our first uncommon. Green creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. That's pretty good with the Prowler. Whenever you cast a creature spell, a target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. It's a 3-cost legendary artifact. Seems fine. Seems like a mana cheat card, which is usually a good thing. It costs 3 though at base. I don't mind it. By Force, X in a red. It's a sorcery that destroys X target artifact. Seems fine. Ronus the Indomitable. Okay, I know this card from having it played against me yesterday. When it's played, it can't attack or block unless you control another creature with power 4 or greater, and it can activate itself, make it so it can attack and block if you spend 3 mana to give another creature +2/+0, and give it trample until end of turn. So if you say have like a 2/2 and then you buff it to a 4/2, something like that happened to me yesterday, then I believe the way it works is then Ronus can attack. It has Death Touch and Indestructible, and it's a 3-mana 5/5. Powerful card. I don't know how to use it most optimally, but it seems like a powerful card. 3-mana 5/5 is a pretty good rate. So on to the last pack. This is another Amonkhet Remastered pack, which I'm pretty excited about. This is a set that I haven't really explored too much. All right, so we have Striped River Winder, which is a 7-mana 5/5, much worse rate than we were just saying. A 3-mana 5/5 is an excellent rate, but this has cycling for 1 blue, so it's very, very good effect to have on a card, and then hexproof as well. Not super excited about the Striped River Winder, but could be good. Thresher Lizard gets +1/+2 as long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand. 3-mana creature lizard that has a stat line of 3/2. I don't know. It doesn't have like a +1/+2 every card be below a certain number. It's maybe good, probably not great. I don't see how it's abusable, so I don't think it's probably going to be playable in Historic. It's certainly a red card, which got my attention, but it doesn't seem like a very good red card. It's kind of a 4-mana 3/2, and then sometimes it's a 4-mana 4/4, 3-mana 4/4, and that's not like a huge scary minion or like an effect that you have to be very concerned about as my opponent, so I don't think I'm going to be running that. Haze of Pollen. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. I've seen this card played. Very, very, I think powerful card. I've seen it played to good effect in a historic deck, so seems like I'll be playing that one. Binding Mummy. Whenever another zombie, enters the battlefield under your control, you may tap target artifact or creature. I haven't seen this card before. It's usually not a good sign. whereas I have seen the Haze of Pollen. The combat damage prevention is really good, and it has cycling too, which is really powerful. The fact that it has cycling tacked onto a good card, the Haze of Pollen does, is good. I don't think I like the Binding Mummy. Desert of the Glorified enters the battlefield tapped, and you tap to add a black mana, or you can cycle for 2. Not bad. Sunset Pyramid enters the battlefield with 3 brick counters on it, and you remove a brick counter to draw a card, or spend 2 and have to tap it to scry 1. It also costs 2 and a tap to draw a card. It's an artifact. Generally, cards that are artifacts are more powerful than cards that are not in sets that are artifact heavy. So it might be good. Not sure. Struggle and Survive. So Struggle is an instant, 3 mana, deals damage equal to the number of lands that you control to target creature. Seems okay. Usually these modal dual face cards are pretty good because having 2 reasonable effects on one card that you can sort of pick and choose is really powerful. Survive. So Aftermath. After you play the first side, you play the second side, and then you exile it. So not immediately after, but when it's in your graveyard. The second side can only be cast from graveyard. So it's Aftermath, and then each player shuffles their graveyard into their library. Good against mill decks. I don't know if they're a big thing in the format. I haven't seen too many mill decks, but I haven't also played very much of the historic format that I think these cards go into. I mean, I've played a lot the last month, but I haven't really been playing Magic very long, so I don't know. I don't know if this card is good. It seems, I mean, it's a modal dual face card, so it's probably got some use. Oh, yes, please. This goes in my black-white meme, Angels deck that I've been enjoying. Probably have a video out on that at some point, but I needed a 3rd copy, so Bontu's Last Reckoning is super hype. I don't have to craft it now. Awesome. All right, so that's the pack opening. I'm going to show you guys the deck, queue up another sequence of games, and try to get 7 again. See how it goes. Really happy with this pack opening. We got Haze of Pollen and Bontu's Last Reckoning are the cards I'm most excited about from this last pack. I'll be right back with a description of the deck, and then we'll queue in some games and see how we do. All right, everybody. So I am about to buy into another historic event. Try to get 7 wins again, see if we can go at least 4 or 5. And that'll be the video for today. So here we are. We're going to spend gems here. I'm out of gold. Definitely going to purchase this item. We choose our deck. Before I go in and play the games out, I'm going to talk to you guys about this mono red burn deck that I've put together. This is the list that got me to 7 last time I played. I'm not actually sure how to put the code in the description to this video. I may or may not be able to figure that out. I'm pretty busy today, so I'm trying to fit in the recording before I go out and do stuff with the family. However, this is the deck. It got me to 7 wins, and it feels pretty solid. Cards that I'm really excited about. I recently added the Thud and the Reckless Charge, which work really well in combination with each other. We'll put the Skewer the Critics and Light Up the Stage to the left here because they're really 1-drops, even though it says they cost 3. Spectacle, which is if you've dealt damage to the opponent that turn, you can play a sorcery with Spectacle or a creature with Spectacle for its Spectacle cost, and both of these cost 1 if they have Spectacle. So really they're 1 cost, although very occasionally you spend 3 for them. But yeah, the Reckless Charge and the Thud are recent additions to this deck since the video I put out, I think 2 weeks ago. Maybe it was last week even, on my mono red burn deck in Historic Magic the Gathering. So yeah, the Play with Fire is still there. I've removed Shock in favor of Reckless Charge and Thud. Kamano Faces Kakazan has felt really solid. Probably a core card in the deck, actually. If I had to pick core cards, this would be one of them because it's just so flexible. It does so much. And then Dragon's Rage Channeler is a recent addition. I crafted it, didn't have it in my collection 2 weeks ago or last week when I made the video that I made on this deck. And yeah, it's really good. It's solid. even without the +2/+0 and flying, the surveil effect lets you get card selection, makes it so your reckless impulses and light up the stages are a lot better. So that's the 1-drops. We have Firebrand Archer, which is one of the really good cards in the deck too. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Firebrand Archer deals 1 damage to each opponent. So it's really like it just adds more on top of the pile of damage you're sending at your opponent's face. Cassie Flame Breather is the same card as Firebrand Archer, but it's a 2-mana 1/3 instead of a 2-mana 2/1. I think Flame Breather is better in this meta because people can often deal with the Firebrand Archer. They can't always deal with the Flame Breather, but there's an argument in either direction. Reckless Impulse, you exile the top 2 cards of your library until the next turn. You can play either of those cards. By the way, Light Up the Stage is the same card, but it costs 1 with Spectacle and 3 without. Forgot to talk about Light Up the Stage. But Reckless Impulse is very, very, very strong card. Obviously, Light Up the Stage is better if you get it for Spectacle cost, but Impulse is also really, really strong. Roiling Vortex is my tech against life gain decks, and it's also just like a clock. It puts a person on a... Usually it's like a 5-turn clock. If you can't get damage through, like you get them down to 5, and then they put up a wall of defenses and you can't find your draw, then the Roiling Vortex will kill them over like 3 or 4 or 5 turns. You are trying to win on 5 or 6 usually. And then I'm down to 18 lands. And I'm usually looking for 2 or 3 lands in the mulligan. So I've found that 18 lands has been the perfect number for this deck. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to queue into a hopefully 7-game series, and we'll see if I can repeat my my success from earlier in the day. Be right back. Alrighty, so we're picking the deck here. I already sort of talked about the deck I'm going to be playing, which is this mono red burn deck in this little challenge here. Submit the deck. Once submitted, deck and cosmetics can't be changed for the duration of the event. And then we go in, try to get our 7 wins. Wish me luck. So yeah, 0-0 so far. Queue up this game, see what happens. Decks that this deck has a problem with are decks that scam wins on turn 3 or 4. Normally, I feel okay if I can win by turn 5, if the opponent isn't like shutting me out. Obviously, other aggro decks that deal more damage faster, but are less creature focused can be better into this deck. Decks that have flying can be an issue, and decks that are life gain decks can be an issue as well if I don't find my cards. So this hand seems reasonable, right? We have Kumano Faces Kakazan. We have Firebrand Archer to Reckless Charge and then Thud if we need that. And we also have a Light Up the Stage. I'm going to keep this. I might pass on 1 because I need to activate the Light Up the Stage. Never mind. Really good draw. Let's just play the Kumano Faces Kakazan. So he's playing white-green. Might mean some heal synergy stuff. No reads from the card back or the Avatar Chosen. It's a cool card pack, though, the opponents. I'm a fan of that. So, just waiting. Okay, plays another white-green land and then a Lunarch Veteran. We need to find our, what is it called? Not Reckless Impulse, the Roiling Vortex. That needs to be topped pretty soon, or we're in trouble. He's going to gain a lot of life. Yeah, we might just lose to him gaining like 50 life. It's very possible. Has a treasure token. Does he play another 1-drop? No. Okay, good. Good. So we probably attack here. Actually... yeah, I'm going to go Reckless Impulse first, see if I can find another burn card to not have to use Play with Fire. Okay, Light Up the Stage. So we're going to Play with Fire the Prosperous Innkeeper, probably. This card's scary. They're like the same card, but this card has Disturb, so we kill the Innkeeper. And then we're full attacking, seeing what he does. And then next turn we're going to play the Cassie Flame Breather and light up the stage. We're out of mana here, unfortunately. This is how you win this matchup, but we might still just get wrecked by him having enough life gain to stay alive and finish us off with whatever, you know, end game he has on his side of the board. We don't know what he's playing. I don't know what he's playing. You guys might, but yeah. It's a Lunarch Veteran, and we're afraid. Not the spot you want to be in, but we do have a lot of damage. We have Cassie Flame Breather into Reckless Charge, full attack, and then light up the stage. Collected Company. Is it a combo deck? Wait, why is he running Lunarch Veteran? And it's such a weird. It must be some combo. No, Trellisara. Okay, he just wants the Voice of the Blast. That's not good. So this gets buffed whenever he gains life, as does this. It's not looking good. Yeah. Okay. This might be a loss. I lost the first game last round that I played as well. I'm going to have to thud the Voice of the Blessed. I could just full attack and force him to block, right? I think I'm going to do that. So we reckless charge. Hold up. Yeah, we reckless charge this. Do we win this way? We might just have lethal. He has to block, right? He has to block. That kills off the Trellisara. Yeah, we just attack. He's forced to double block. I think we just clear the board and then he's in trouble. We lose the Cassie Flame Breathers. Or rather the Cassie Flame Breather and the light at the stage, but we still have a chance here. There should be a win here. He has to block. He leaves up the Voice of the Blessed. Okay, that helps him a lot. But we're going to light up the stage. We're going to thud face. If he attacks next turn, he's in trouble. Okay, Lunarch Veteran's bad. This is still winnable, though. I think. Scurry Oak's bad. Yeah. It's flying on that. That's. Oh, he attacks, though. He's 9 health. Yeah, come on to face this Kakazan. This is still winnable, I think. Low key. We need to find the Boiling Vortex, and we didn't. It's unfortunate. So we're going to cast Reckless Impulse here. Need to find a mountain. Nice fun. Dragon's Rage Channeler too is really important there. Alright, so we scare the critic's face and hope he doesn't have a way to heal. He's going to heal for a lot, though, is the issue I see. So what do we have in our graveyard? We have Sorcery, Creature, Instant. Yeah, I'm going to scare the critic's face, I think. I just say we're going to thud to win next turn if we can. If we get lucky and that becomes an option. So if we draw the one of the 3, I forget the name of the card. One of the 3, it's called Reckless Charge. It's a new card to the deck for me. We take a lot of damage. We take 10 damage next turn. He's on 5 though. If we can get a good draw off the top, we can still win this. We never attack because he just blocks with the Voice of the Blessed. If we get a good, if he doesn't have healing, first of all, and if we can find, okay, Heliod's bad. Heliod's very bad. Needs to give that lifelink. Oh no, he doesn't have enough mana. It's not good, but it's not bad. Maybe not bad. This might be an infinite combo and he might just be dead. Not sure. I think this is an infinite combo, right? It's certainly enough to kill us here. Okay, I'm going to watch it and then I'm going to concede. I think we lose. Yeah, we lose to the flyer. He needs to buff the Voice of the Blast one more time. Okay, GG. This is how I started off the last round too, so I'm fine with that loss. We got close. If we had the Roiling Vortex, we would have won. Because we could have played the Roiling Vortex, it would have done chip damage, and then he wouldn't have been able to gain life, and he wouldn't have been able to buff the 2/2 to a 12/12. That card's ridiculous. We played that well though. I think forcing the block on the 6/2 was good. If we had one more mana that turn, we could have thudded the 6/2 into his face, and we would have actually won that turn. It's possible I missed a lethal, but I don't think I did. I think I had to spend all the mana that I spent that turn, but because I had to spend the mana I spent that turn, I didn't have leftover mana to play Thud. Okay, so he's Luris of the Dream Den, which means he's going to be low cost, high impact cards. Luris is a companion. He's not actually going to be able to probably play the Luris this game, but it means every permanent card in his starting deck has mana value 2 or less, which gives us information, right? We're going to play Dragon's Rage Channeler and then Cassie Flame Breather and then Roiling Vortex and hold mana for the opponents can't gain life game plan. So this is actually a reasonable hand. I'd rather have the Mountain be like a Thud or something, or Reckless Charge maybe, but yeah, this is totally still possible to go 7. This is how it started out last round. I went 0-1 and then I forget exactly how it went, but I ended up with 7-2. I think it was 0-1 and then 3-2 and then 7-2. I didn't record that segment of gameplay, unfortunately. I just played it out, but yeah, had a couple of really close games actually. The last 7 win that I did, a couple where it was oh yeah, he could have killed me this turn, this upcoming turn, but instead I killed him on my turn. Got him down to 0 or -1. Some close games. All right, so he's playing a Fabled Passage, and that means he probably has the Fatal Push. You'll see that card come out probably. He might Fatal Push the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Fabled Passage is often a tell that somebody has Fabled Passage and not trading it away, not getting the land from it, can be a tell. So there he gets it, and he probably plays Fatal Push to kill the Dragon's Rage Channeler. He might also just have waited because he didn't need to use it. Oh no, sorry, he's using it on my turn. That's what happened. He used it on my turn to get it tapped and then untapped on his turn. I thought it was a Fatal Push play, but it was not. He's Mountains and Swamps. I like these lands a lot. I don't have a lot of the older lands yet. I don't know if I ever will. I don't know if I'm allowed to, because I wasn't playing back in the day, but okay, Reckless Charge is good, so we're going to go Mountain Land and then Roiling Vortex. Next turn we go Cassie Flame Breather and probably Reckless Charge the Flame Breather, depending what he does. We want to get as much damage in as fast as we can. I may just jam a Cassie Flame Breather and hold up the mana for the Roiling Vortex effect so that they can't gain life, although this color pair doesn't make me think life gain. His Luris is significantly worse, the card itself, because it won't have lifelink. The card's busted, even now that they've nerfed companions to where they start outside of your opening hand. Still busted card. Okay, we need draw, so hopefully we get a Reckless Impulse or something like that. Okay, goodbye Reckless Charge. I assume. He might get rid of the Cassie Flame Breather too. Thoughtseize is a powerful card. I might lose this game. Be really unfortunate. Make it harder to go 7, but we could still very easily go 4, I think, if we lose this game. Alright, we found the Reckless Impulse. That's huge. So we play Reckless Impulse here. See if we can't find a playable. A mountain and a light up the stage. Okay. So we're going to go... I must misplayed that really hard. So we play the mountain out and then we pass. He gets his whatever land he needs. He's taking a long time on his turns. Alright, so my turn's over. We gotta get this light up the stage happening, so we gotta get some damage into him. This was bad draw, but he also isn't doing very much with his draws. Still very winnable, I think. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm just guaranteed dead. I don't know the archetype he's playing well, if it is an archetype, but Goligon's command. Okay, so deals 2 damage, and I discard a card. Resolve that. I have to choose a card to discard, so I'm going to get rid of the mountain land. I don't need 5 mountains this game, most likely. Pass to attackers, and it is my turn. So we take 1 damage. Got the Cassie Flame Breather, that's huge. So we're going to go Flame Breather. I'm going to play the land first. Reckless Charge, buff this. He has no lands to... Yeah, this was just the nuts here. So we play the light up the stage for spectacle cost, and then we're going to attack. He might have some like 0 cost thing that I don't know. Historic is a powerful place. There's like Pacnum negation and stuff like that. Alright. Now go. He has 3 cards and a Lurrus to deal with this. He missed his land drop last turn, I think. Wasn't watching super carefully for that because I was so excited that I thought we won, but yeah, it's looking really good. We have the light up the stage, the second Reckless Charge, play with fire for card selection. He's taking 1 damage a turn on top of the 4 he takes next turn and the 1 he takes turns after that from the Cassie Flame Breather, but then he's also taking damage from the Roiling Vortex, plural, right? We have 2 of them gone. I don't know what his gameplay is here. Or game plan, rather, if he has a way to win. Maybe he puts Lurrus into his hand. I don't know this card. Powerful. Mythic rare. When you cast the spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half their life. Equal to 20 minus the highest life total among players. Okay. Interesting. So we're going to play with fire's face. Reckless Charge number 2 is pretty good. We want that. Light up the stage. Draw some cards. One of them is going to be a Reckless Charge. He takes some damage. On to Firebrand Archer. Okay. So we play the land. Play what am I doing here? I can play the Reckless Charge on the Firebrand Archer next turn and just play a Roiling Vortex. I'm going to do that. It's a gamble. I don't think I'm dying yet, so. He might have like, whatever the avatar, Death Shadow. He might have that, but we just chill here. We should win our next turn. We should win. We're gonna Firebrand Archer and then Reckless Charge. And yeah, he's on 2, so even just equipping Reckless Charge will kill him. I could have put him on 1. I don't think it's relevant. Actually worse because of the Death Shadow. But so he's going to attack here probably. If he attacks, I block. I don't want to take 5 damage. Then we have the Firebrand Archer, and the Reckless Charge on the Firebrand Archer kills him. He land screwed. He got land screwed this game. He didn't have enough lands to do his game plan. So we got the win, I think. He's roping, which makes me think we have it, but nice. Okay. 1-1. Got scammed game 1. Game 2 we're gonna take as a victory. So now I don't know how much storage space I have on my computer. And because of that, I want to make sure that the content all gets like recorded. So I'm gonna pause here and jump right back in with the next game. So I'll be right back. You guys won't notice any change probably, but I'm gonna pause the video here for a sec. Alrighty, so we're going in for game 3. We're 1-1 so far. Got ourselves some XP and an Illuminator Virtuoso, which is a 2-mana 1/1 double striker, and whenever it becomes the target of a spell I control, it connives. Don't know if this card's good. Haven't seen it played and constructed, but anyway, we're 1-1, so we're guaranteed those 50 gems, and we're going to go in for another game. The last game was pretty sweet. Yeah, the last game was really close, and we got it. Felt close anyway. Felt like if he had the lands he needed, we probably lost. Okay, this hand is really good into healing and not great into other stuff. I'm gonna keep it though because it might be a healing deck. A lot of people are trying to beat the aggro stuff because a lot of people are playing burn decks and like, you know, fast combo decks in this this challenge to try to get to 7 as many times as they can, just like we're doing. This guy might be burned too, in which case we're a little bit slower than I'd like to be. Really bad would be if he had like a Thoughtseize here. Okay, he is playing Malakir Meyer. This card's not very good. It might be good in his deck though, who knows, right? I'm gonna play the Vortex here, get the damage in, and then next turn we play the Vortex again. Or maybe play with fire and then let up the stage if we don't get a land. Depends if we get a land or not. If we whiff on the land, I think we have to go play with fire and then let up the... Yeah, we're playing play with... No, wait, never mind. That is a 2-3. Lifelinker as well. So we're going to go Mountain Land, Cassie Flame Breather, and turn. So this way we can either turn off his healing or play with fire if he attacks to kill the Gifted Aetherborn. Okay. Resolve that. We're going to try to kill the Aetherborn. We might even let it through, actually. I might let it through if he attacks with it. I'm going to let it through and turn on Roiling Vortex. Yeah, that's the way. 3 deals 2, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't get the healing from it, so we still get to burn him out. We just have to, we're basically taxing ourselves with this Roiling Vortex. Alright, so we have another mountain. We're going to go Firebrand Archer first. We're going to play with fire on this. We have to do it in this order so that we get both of the Cassie Flame Breather and Firebrand Archer procs to happen. And then we play this mountain out. And we're not going to play light up the stage because we need to be able to Roiling Vortex next turn. Go to combat. We attack with this guy. And we don't block next turn. And yeah. I dare I say it, I think we are in a good spot. He also missed on land drops, which is always nice. But pass to attackers. He didn't attack. He did attack. Okay. Definitely activating that ability. Definitely not blocking. Everything's going face. I think him going face there might have been a misplay. I don't know his hand, but it might be the only way he does win. I don't know. So we're going to play the Roiling Vortex, which lets us play the light up the stage to hopefully draw into some more burn or another land. We are land bricked now. To leave up the mana to... Okay, we found a mountain, so we can play the mountain land. I think we're going to do it. Because we might top deck something. And then we're swinging out. Go to combat. Both attack. Yeah, he's in some trouble here. He needs to find a mana source immediately, and he might not have one. We get him down to 5, and then we can use our Roiling Vortex to the activated ability so that we don't take damage. He's on 5, and then he's on what? 2 next turn, plus we can attack with the Cassie Flame Breather. Vorpal Sword. Until end of turn, it gains whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player. That player loses the game. Okay, so he's just playing it. He can't equip it this turn. He's super dead. Let the attacks happen. He can't attack. He has to block, right? It's my turn, and we've won. Cool. So we're going to play the Firebrand Archer. And we're going to play a Roiling Vortex, and that's going to get us to 1 mana. And we don't attack. And we pass the turn, and he dies. Cool. Another instance of land screw for the opponent. Very nice. Right on. So we're 2-1. Feels good, man. I like this historic event. When I went 0-3 the first time I tried it, I was concerned, but now that I'm 7-2 and then here 2-1, I'm feeling pretty good about it, not gonna lie. So we get our 75 gems in 1 pack. Let's see if I can repeat it. These queues are really fast. There must be a lot of people trying to get their play-in points. You need 20 apparently to qualify for the play-in events or the qualifiers or whatever. So it's a big time sink, and I play a lot of Hearthstone too. I don't know if I'm gonna be like actually trying for those, but having the 1 feels good anyway. It's just, you know, gratifying or whatever to go 7. Stefano 84. I don't know this guy. You get no information, right? He's just the Ajani portrait. This hand's awkward, but we don't want to mulligan down and not have the right stuff, so we're going to keep a hand with 3 lands. It's not what I'm looking for, but it's not terrible. We do have a Reckless Impulse, the Cassie Flame Breather, Firebrand Archer stuff, and a playable turn 1, so we're chilling. I'm gonna let him do what he does and then like kill his Llanowar Elves or whatever it is on turn 1 with play with fire rather. And if he doesn't do anything or passes or can't do anything, then we just go face with it. Okay, Speaker of the Heavens, let that resolve. We got to kill that. We need the what are they called, the roiling vortexes that we keep getting. All right, so we're going mountain. I'm gonna play a I have lands in hand. I'm going to play the Firebrand Archer. See what he does. That's a gamble, right? But if it means that I get more damage in, then it's good. Okay, so we're going to Reckless Impulse, play a land from the Reckless Impulse, and then skewer the critics on the Giada. Oof, 2 lands. Not what we wanted. Alright, so we have to skewer the critics here so that he doesn't get the Giada ramp to happen. He can play a 4-cost Angel if I let him do that. We're never blocking, so we just attack. He's going to have all flyers. Probably has 5 cards. It's not looking great. Angel of Vitality is really bad for us. We need to light up the stage. I'm probably going to go... I don't know, I have to cast the light up the stage for its full cost. That's not good. We do it though, and then we play the mountain, and we hopefully play our burn card on the Angel of Vitality. Rip me. We play the Dragon's Rage Channeler here. It's 2 out of 4, so it'll have flying soonish. He might block this. If he blocks this, it's good for us, and if he doesn't block it, then we deal 2 damage face. We just attack here. He probably blocks. I'd be surprised if he didn't. Okay. Alright. We're in some trouble here. Monarch Veteran's very good for him. As is Heliod the Sun Crown. Okay, we're going to lose this game. That's okay. No, double Reckless Charge helps. So how active is this? 2 out of 4. We're going to play a Cassie Flame Breather. 2 Reckless Charges. We're going to put them on the 1/3 so that he has to block with the Lunarch Veteran, and then it dies. We're going to put one of them on the 1/3 and one of them on the 1/1. Get this Surveil, so this goes to the bottom. Sorry, goes to the graveyard. Just activate the... I think we're at 3 out of 4, so what do we actually need for this? 3 out of 4, we need an enchantment. So if we hit an enchantment off the top, we win the game, I think. We have a chance anyway. Nice. Oh. Scammed him. Okay, so we attack with... Oh no, we're 1 off. We're actually 1 off. It's enough though, it should be enough. We just full attack. He has to block the 4/3 with the Cassie, with the Lunarch Veteran. The Cassie Flame Breather doesn't have flying. So I should have put him on the Dragon's Rage Channeler to if I got those 2 top decks, be able to win this turn, but we only push 8, unfortunately. This was close, dude. Holy. And we can Reckless Charge next turn. So close, dude. This game was so close. I think I had to put it on the Dragon's Rage Channeler. I didn't see the out because I'm a little bit new to this version of the deck. But, yeah. He's on 1 health. So Heliod's not active. Yeah, we just win. Cool. That was close. We can't play. We could have played a Fireburn Archer. Generally, against these decks, you'd rather not. It's active, so we'll put that on the top. He's dead. Oh my god, dude. We beat a life gain deck without needing the Roiling Vortex. Reckless Charge is kind of nuts. That was quite a game. I'm going to do the thing again where I pause in case my hard drive is out of space or whatever, just to make sure I get all the content recorded. So we get a Mastery Orb, we get some XP, and we get a Dawnheart Wardens. I've heard of this card. I haven't ever seen it played. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Kind of a Midland uncommon, I think. I could be wrong. So we are 3-1. I'm just going to pause and restart the video. All right, so we're doing it, guys. We're 3-1. We lost the first game, won the next 3, if I recall. So deck's working, man. The last what, 9, because I went 7-2 and then 3-1. So I'm 10-3 in the last 13 games in like what's a somewhat competitive environment for my my mono red burn deck. Okay. We found Roiling Vortex, which I'm actually going to keep. I'm going to keep this hand. We have Kumano Faces Kakazan on 2 plus Light Up the Stage, or we can play Kumano Faces Kakazan on 1 and then Reckless Impulse on 2, but I want to use the second step to buff a creature, and I don't have any creatures in hand. I'd probably hold Kumano Faces Kakazan, go Kumano Faces Kakazan into Light Up the Stage on 2. Not super happy about 3 lands, but we keep it. Overgrown Farmland. Okay. So we're going to play the Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's a 1/1 that can, you know, chip in for damage. Not the best draw, but certainly better than other draws we could have had. Exile Graveyards. Okay, he's trying to mess with Graveyard Shenanigans decks. So we're going to play a Mountain out. I'm going to play Reckless Impulse and see what we get. We have Thud. I'm in the habit of attacking after I play Reckless Impulse because people have like, what's it called? There's a couple of Wrath of Gods. There's one that triggers on attacking. I forget what it's called. Settle the Wreckage, I think. We do want this, definitely. It's a good card. And then we're going to attack after. Because we wanted the effect from the Dragon's Rage Channeler to always proc. Alright. That's not great. He's an Enchantment Synergy deck. Okay. I don't want to sack the Dragon's Rage Channeler, so we don't get to use Thud this game, which is really unfortunate. I'm going to go to combat here. And then we're going to play, we Light Up the Stage, see what happens, and then play Kumano Faces Kakazan, or, man, both of them on top. Put it in the graveyard to start activating the, but that's naturally going to happen with the Reckless Impulses. No, those are instants. No, they're sorceries, yeah. I think I'm going to put the Thud in the graveyard rather than draw it and put it into exile. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't read the second part of this. I'm not used to the graveyard hate stuff. So we don't get to activate the Dragon's Rage Channeler ever. Still better to put Thud in the exile bin, I think. The recycling bin is what I was going to say, but the exile pile there. Anyway, I can't play a land. I don't want to play Thud. I think I'm going to play Roiling Vortex here. And that goes on top. It's a good card. I just forgot to read Rest in Peace. I've seen it one other time. I just thought it was when it comes into play, you exile graveyards, but it's not that. It's much better than that. He's drawing a lot of cards here, I'm concerned. So we play the Mountain first from exile. And then I think we're playing 2 Kumano Faces Kakazans. We want to see what's on the top with the first one. So we do want that. So I'm going to attack and then Reckless Impulse here. And then we can play the Kumano Faces Kakazan at the end of our turn, right? So Reckless Impulse happens. Or we could probably play the All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching through the whole video. Making it to this point means a lot to me. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. My Twitter is twitter.com/glare_hs, and my Twitch is just twitch.tv/glare. I'll be there tonight playing some Magic, playing some Hearthstone. I hope you guys can swing by. I'm live every night from 10 to 2, East Coast US, and we'll be live tonight at 10 o'clock. So I hope to see you there. This is the deck. I don't know how to copy paste codes in Magic, so I'm just going to leave the deck here for a little bit, and you guys can make your choices based on what cards you have, how you like to build. Red deck wins. Red deck wins is what this deck is, right? It's just a whole bunch of red cards in a pile. It's pretty well organized, and the curve is really low, but it's nothing special, right? It's just my build of red deck wins. I hope you guys enjoy, that you enjoyed, and that you enjoy playing with this deck if you end up doing so. Do feel free to let me know in the comments below what you thought of the video. I'm really sorry for the lack of audio. I think there's some issue with the recording software I'm using where it like shuts down sometimes, turns off the audio. I don't know why that happens or how to change it. I don't know if it happens to other people too, but I'll be looking into that because it is very important that you guys are able to hear me both while I'm streaming and when I'm recording for content for YouTube. But I'm going to keep the half hour or so where I was muted in the video because I think the gameplay was interesting enough that maybe you guys will watch and enjoy that. Anyway, this is like an hour and a half video. I'm really grateful to everybody and glad that you guys stuck through to the end. And that's it. Thank you for watching episode 35, and I'll see you in next week's episode of Gaming with Glare. Thank you for stopping by.